Good evening, YouTube people. Where is Farrar's engine? It's not on the crane. Where could Farrar's engine be? Oh, there it is. It is bolted up. I am hot and sweaty and dirty and tired and poor and ugly and stupid. So I'm going to wait until tomorrow to put all the shit back on it. But it is in the car. Bolting this thing up to the transmission was no problem. Let me show you where the problem was. These little jewels. What kind of evil genius is responsible for the motor mounts? I know you all think John DeLorean is just a genius. Albert Einstein, on his worst day, never designed anything like this. I don't know what kind of a sin I committed in my past life to have to deal with these things, but it must have been a doozy. Just for comparison, this is a Chrysler motor mount. This is a 3.0 motor mount here. The difference between this motor mount and John DeLorean's motor mount is the Chrysler motor mount has Uno stud. You bolt it to the engine, drop it in the frame, stick a nut on the end, done. Done, done, done. I have motor mounts just like this on my car. These little jewels. You all do know that you cannot get the box end of a wrench on that lower hole. You have to use the open end. And your bolts go all fiddly. See, the first time I bolted this to the cross member, not this, the ones that are in the car, Farrar got new ones, but I bolted these to the cross member and then tried to get the engine in here. And that was an exercise in futility. So this time I said, oh, I'll be smart. I'll leave the damn things bolted to the engine and I'll just bring it down onto the frame and put the bolts in. Ha! Famous last words. After tapping the bolts, the well nuts, it worked pretty well. I had to reach in there with a tap and re-tap everything. Pain in the ass. But I promised to show you this. So while I took Farrar's carburetor off while I was lifting his engine so the chains wouldn't hit his carburetor. This is intake manifold number 22. It's either 20, 21, or 22. I've got 3 of them at the house here. We'll call this 22. And as you can see, it is basically identical to Farrar's intake manifold. This is intake manifold number 1, welded up in the fall of 2008. This is intake manifold number 22, welded up in the fall of 2016. 8 years later, I'm still making the same basic manifold. The only real difference is the flanges are now 3/8 of an inch, used to be 1/4 of an inch, and I've shaped them just a little differently on the end here. It's basically cosmetic more than anything. So you got a little bit different shape here, and they're a little bit thicker, but other than that, same basic manifold. That's the piece that has your vacuum ports. Those are your vacuum ports in there. And that there's the central plenum. 1 3/8 inside diameter, same inside diameter as the K-jet manifold. And then your little top plate there, that's 1 5/8, which is what a motorcraft throttle bore is. So it adapts your throttle bore down to the central plenum. And these things are footprinted for a Motorcraft 2100 carburetor. May not be a perfect manifold design, but it works. Like 20 other people are using it. This one used to work. Guess I'll find out tomorrow. Maybe one of these days I'll drive the little car. Watch this space.